Yeah.
That's scary. This is like the wild wilderness. That's terrifying. Animals can be in here.
Door. Oh, there's people waiting. Yeah. We made it.
Right there, right there, right there.
You didn't bring water?
No.
Well, that's dumb.
A little bit about the history, discovery of the cave, then we go over some rules. I'll try to be quick so we can get out of this heat. So, the turn of the 1900s, a guy by the name of Ed Gardner, he was a local homesteader slash bootleg moonshine maker. He was in the woods around here checking on his moonshine stills. We all should know what moonshine is. I don't see any kids in here. This is usually when I say, if you don't know what I'm talking about, good conversation for the drive home. He was up here with his horse. He was checking on his moonshine stills, and they supposedly fell into this sinkhole. It is 15 feet to the bottom almost, so if a horse fell in, I don't know how a horse got out. I don't think a horse fell in the first place. Horses are smart. They don't normally jump off cliffs. But I'm guessing Ed got into his moonshine. And he stumbled into the hole, and the horse probably watched and laughed at him. But anyway, however Ed got into the hole, he kept it to himself for a very long time, for about 20 years almost. That's when Ed found himself in 1921 in a poker game against William Crawford. Ed was short $1 for a poker bet, so he threw up the land deed on which the cave sits, and he lost it. William Crawford became the new owner of the cave that night. He came up here and he logged out trees, made money from the timber sales, then turned around and donated the land to the state of Washington. So during the 1920s, the public became very aware of the cave's existence, and they were allowed to come visit by themselves with their own equipment and explore the cave. That continued on through the 50s and 60s, but there were some changes to the cave done in 1950 when the state officially developed it into a state park. They put in the rock wall so people weren't falling in like good old Moonshine and Ed. So by 1977, the state had grown concern with safety issues as well as the high amount of vandalization being done to the cave, damage. So they shut it down to the public going in by themselves. Long-winded tour guides were put in place. All right, so rule talk. The number one most important rule is no touching the cave when we go down in there. This is an actively forming, living, breathing limestone cave. If you find yourself slipping and falling, it is the only exception I have to touching. It's instinct to put your hands up and try to stop from falling. Of course, I do not want you to get hurt. If you need the walls for assistance, of course, use them. But I do know a fake fall when I see one. So no fake falling. He looked at you, so I'm guessing it's you I'm gonna watch. I'll try to keep it more adult, but I'm used to talking with kids. So. All right, we are going in. Last one through the gate. Shut it so people can see the line.
Can I leave it here and pick it up?
I don't think we're going back out this way.
Yeah, we are.
It might be home.
Yeah, this is the way in and out. We must go in the gate.
Yeah, I recommend putting your coat on if you're already cold. It's gonna get colder. Alrighty, welcome to Gardner Cave. This was done by nature, by water, over a very, very, very long time. So about 500 million years ago, much of North America is thought to have been covered by a warm tropical ocean. Sea creatures in the ocean, if they have shells or bones, when those animals die, they accumulate, the shells and bones do, at the bottom of the ocean floor. And they form a sediment we come to know as limestone. So, amazing. So this tan rock on the ceiling is limestone. It can appear more gray like on the wall. There's other types of rock in here as well. On the ceiling, there's this dark gray rock called shale. And we'll talk about shale in a little bit. Where the woman videotaping, she is standing on marble. So you will stand on marble
Oh,
as
cool.
you walk through here. You've already walked on some. If you knew what to look for, you saw it. All the formations in this cave are made out of the mineral calcite. That white stuff on the ceiling is calcite. If you have hard water at home, you have calcite in it. Also back to the ceiling, the hairy stuff up there. You were probably wondering, what is that? Those are plant roots. We are that close to the surface that plant roots are growing through the ground. I'll probably belong to grass, but that's just me speculating. Grass can get really, really long roots. All right, we're gonna move down the stairs. The railings can be wet, the stairs can be slick. Just watch your step. We all turn around back towards the pipe organ. I'm gonna try, don't look back at me, everyone. Just find my laser. There is the translucent quality. Can we all see that stained glass?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, let's light pass through calcite, Will, if it's left thin enough. There would have been a lot more of those bands. Are we all seeing it? Good. We do a 180. Turn around and find my laser on the wall. We have the lopsided wedding cake formation. A lot of people think it looks like a sand castle as well, or two people tango dancing. I'm very confident these two formations connected to form a column. People used to throw rocks at things in here and fire guns off in here. They would have broken things by doing both. That whole row of stalactites up there is missing.
Oh.
So it would have been a pretty epic little formation to see had not been broken. Still looking back there, there is a curtain found formation. It's a pretty nice view of one. Big stalactite. We're going to keep going down some stairs, and this will talk about what's happening on the floor. Be aware right where I'm standing, it's going to start slanting, and you will feel like you want to fall. Be aware. I don't always tell people. Sometimes I like to see the reaction.
Oh, it got me.
I missed that place, but here's another nice piece. It's not the
Just got
greatest,
tripped on.
but that white fluffy stuff is that troll hair mold again. I missed the place that had a lot of it that shows some really nice. Not been to the end of the cave. Had I made it, I would have been in the mud room. The mud room collects a seasonal lake of water that slowly drains out, leaving behind thick layers of mud. The water at that point has been traced, it's been dyed to come out, it's been seen to come out at Boundary Dam. There's a maintenance shed that it bubbled up at. So some of the water in the cave does join the Ponderay River eventually.
The best place to go kayaking that you recommend?
It would have been the dam next door, but they're not open until August 1st. Dam, if you turn around with your camera and look back, it's a pretty good view of the cave. You can go stand over there on that rock. Be careful if you stand
I
on
wish
the
we
rock.
could do the balls though.
You could not see.
Well, let's at least turn this one around and then I'm gonna load it.
Awesome, like grips too.
Are they?
Really nice.
They sell these grips. You know how much they are? 14 bucks a piece. Lay this one down here. I'll lay it loaded up. I need to get into. I just couldn't. I probably could get into this one, but at the time, I couldn't.
I like it so far.
Good.
I mean, it feels easier to tip than your sun dolphins were, but
I still feel pretty stable in these things, though. Especially this one. I'm pretty stable.
I'm farting in this thing.
I got my beer holder down between my legs, so that's also cool.
What's that?
There's my rigging right here. I can just set like up like that.
Shit, I'm jealous. I I have my beer sat between my legs. You got set.
I think that kayak is about as old as you are.
Really? It looks like it's about as old as I am.
It's cool though.
Oh shit.
You gotta, once you get situated though, you gotta try to put some speed in it.
Yeah, I gotta find a... There we go. Okay, let's try for speed. Wait, if I can...
I think
Really good, here we go.
with the thigh supports, you get the speed going.
It's hard to hold this thing between your chin.
From right here. Yeah, you're being blocked off by the hill, but over here I can hear it.